When we think of the rules governing the physical world, we almost always start here: an apple dropping from a tree. Gravity, the universal rule that dictates things fall down. But look at the setup for this experiment. We have an apple securely impaled on a vertical wooden stick and a heavy hammer raised directly above it. Every instinct we have about gravity and force suggests an obvious outcome. Striking the top of that stick should drive the entire assembly down or knock the fruit straight to the floor. Yet, when the heavy metal hammer strikes the wooden stick, the apple appears to suddenly jump upward, fighting against gravity. This result seems impossible. We have to determine if we are seeing a genuine violation of physics or if we have fundamentally misunderstood how downward force operates. To decode this climb, we have to look past the legend of the falling apple and examine Isaac Newton's work on the laws of motion. Let's step back from the overall trick and isolate the exact microsecond the hammer makes physical contact with the wood. This behavior is governed by inertia, Newton's first law. Inertia is an object's absolute refusal to change its current state of rest. If it is sitting still, it tries to stay still. Our diagram isolates the hammer, stick, and apple. The high mass anchored on the fruit makes it stubborn. The hammer's downward force transfers exclusively into the stick. The core's friction is simply too weak to drag the massive apple down alongside the accelerating dowel. The apple remains in place because its mass and inertia easily overpower the wood's friction. Even though the physics prove the apple is staying still, our eyes still perceive a climb. The answer lies in our frame of reference. As humans, our visual tracking naturally locks onto the top of the moving stick as an anchor point. When we track that descending stick, the stationary apple appears to move upward relative to the wood's rapidly vanishing length. Try shifting your perspective. Instead of watching the stick, imagine the apple is completely frozen in space. The mechanical reality becomes clear. The stick is literally being hammered down through the center of the stationary fruit with every single strike. The perceived climb is an optical illusion created by the brain tracking the wrong moving part of the system. We can take this specific parlor trick and apply its invisible mechanics to how we perceive motion everywhere in the physical world. We often equate mass with weight, but under Newton's first law, it serves a different functional purpose. It is a literal, quantifiable measure of an object's resistance to change. The more massive an object is, the more profound its stubbornness. It requires massive, unbalanced forces to convince it to alter its state of rest. Newton's legend of the falling apple explains the origins of motion. This trick provides the counterpart, the mechanics of objects that refuse to move at all. This resistance to change keeps our physical surroundings predictable. A book stays on a desk and a planet stays in orbit because matter requires a significant, unbalanced force to deviate from its path. The apple's climb is a product of the universe's inherent stillness. The fruit simply remains where it was, as the world is hammered past it.